Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Junkmaster3, and what do you know? I'm back with another new update video. I have to say sorry that I have been sort of like lacking videos lately because I was hospitalized about 1.5 weeks ago, and so most of those like horror review videos that I promised you, I am going to get to those eventually. It's just that I've had less to no energy at all to make videos lately because of that incident. Not incident, but I mean it was because of my disease. Basically, that's why I was hospitalized. So, but to cut that story short, let's continue with the update video. So there's only two Blu-rays in this update video, and the rest are DVDs. So I'm gonna start with the two Blu-rays, and yeah, continue with the DVDs. And most of these, I'm not too sure if I might have showed you some of these in any previous update video or not. But yeah, my memory is not really the greatest either, so we'll see how it goes. So first up, we have actually both of these are Mondo Macabre releases. First up, we have Bloodlust. This is some weird looking like vampire film, I believe, from the 70s. I think this might be is this an Austrian film? I'm not sure, but I think it's like a European film nonetheless. So, but this cover really caught my attention. So yeah, Bloodlust. Then we have a film. I think this is more of a drama film, but the film is called The Inheritors, about some weird neo-Nazi type cult thing or something in the early 80s, like in Germany or something, I believe. So yeah, there you go. Looks interesting. So yeah. Then we have a Western film. I mean, all of these DVDs, they are pretty much in random order. So usually I put the horror films in the same section of the video, but this time around it just went absolutely random. So all of these are in random order in a way. So yeah. But anyway, first up we have a Western film with James Stewart. I think this is sort of like a comedy as well. Destry Rides Again. Yeah, mainly picked up because of James Stewart. I think he's a great actor. So yeah, there we go. Then, speaking of good actors, this is another one that I picked up because of the actor in it. Cuba, with none other than Sean Connery. 70s adventure film, I believe. And then we continue with some more westerns. A Minute to Pray, A Second to Die. Pretty cool title in my opinion. I've never seen this one before. This is a 60s western film, and this is by an Italian guy. I think I might have mentioned this before, but I really prefer the Italians when it comes to western films. So in general, but then again, I haven't seen too many western films directed by American actors or American directors. So, but anyway, the next one is a film called Ride Beyond Vengeance with Chuck Connors. Yeah. The next one I think is sort of like a crime thriller horror type film. This might be I can be totally wrong about this one, but I think this might be Australian or New Zealand. I believe this might be come from this film. So, Dead End, pretty generic title or pretty generic poster as well, but or like cover art. But I decided to give it a shot. Then we have this is a Giallo film, I believe, and this is apparently this is a film that came out 1 year or two before Don't Look Now, and apparently Don't Look Now was inspired by this or something. That would just be my guess, but the film is called Who Saw Her Die. Why I say this might have inspired Don't Look Now is because apparently this takes place at the very same place as Don't Look Now and has a similar, sort of like a similar type of storyline. So, but Who Saw Her Die? I always wanted to see this one, and this one has. Is this the one with George Lazenby, I believe? Yeah, George Lazenby. Yeah, so yeah, there you go. Then we have a film which I've always wanted to see. I think this might have flopped when it came out, but looks really entertaining. Air America with Mel Gibson and Robert Downey Jr. And then we have a 70s biker action crime type film, I believe. This has William Smith in it, who's been in so many films. The movie is called The Losers. I think this might be known as something else as well, but this is the title that I have hold up right now. This is released by Dark Sky Films, so yeah. Then we have a film which I actually really enjoy. This is sort of like a charming little film. I mean, it has some really stupid things in it as well, but it has a very special charm and a very special tone to it that I really appreciated. The film is called A Brain Smasher, a love story. Really charming, funny little action adventure thriller type film. Really like the actors and the acting in this one as well, and the bad guys are quite memorable as well. They keep referring the bad guys to ninjas, and always the bad guys are saying, "We are not ninjas, god damn it." Uh, but anyway, check this one out if you find this one anywhere. I think this is really entertaining. Then we have a film with Bill Pullman and Linda Fiorentino. Probably butchered her name, but the movie is called The Lost Seduction. This is from the 90s, I believe. Not seen before, but I thought the storyline sounded quite interesting, so that's why I picked it up. Now let's see here. Is this the one which has, yeah, the disc has just fallen out because of the postal service over here. Sometimes just really wants to destroy the disc, the ones that holds the disc, so to say. But the movie is Tokyo Decadence. I think this is long gone out of print. That's really the main reason why I want to get this. Japanese uber sleaze. That's just what I would assume this is about. So, but anyway, we're looking forward to see that one. Put that back right there. And then we have another film with Sean Connery, A Good Man in Africa. This is from the early 90s, I believe. And this one I also picked up because I do collect the Studio S releases in a way. I think they usually release really interesting titles, so yeah. Then we have a film. This one I've been wanting to get for ages. This is one of the most sought after Terence Hill films, at least over here in Sweden. And the movie is called Renegade. This is also known as They Call Me Renegade, I believe, mainly just to cash in on the They Call Me Trinity, I believe. But this one he made in the 80s, not early, but late 80s. And I believe his son is also in this one, Terence Hill, so that's going to be interesting to check out. So, yeah, 1987, so yeah, Renegade. So then the next one is a Hitchcock film, which I have never seen before, and this is actually the very last film that Hitchcock directed before he unfortunately passed away. Heard some mixed things about this one. I'm not sure if this is a full-blown crime film or if this actually has some comedic tones to it, because I think IMDb categorized it as both crime and comedy at the same time. So, family plot with Karen Black and what's his name? Bruce Dern, of course. Yeah, Bruce Dern. Then we have this one. This is a double pack. I always wanted to see these films. I think both of these films are directed by none other than Louis Coates. I think that's a fake name. I actually think that both of these are directed by Luigi Cossi, who made some really entertaining not sleazy, but entertaining, schlocky, cheesy films, so to say. Hercules and The Adventures of Hercules. Early 80s fantasy, sword and sorcery, sword and sandal type film. And then I picked up a film called Cybernator. I know that Red Letter Media made like an episode of this like years and years ago, and I thought this looked really interesting and really stupid. So I found it for a pretty damn decent price. So yeah, decided to pick it up. So Cybernator. Then we have a double pack or double bill, drive-in double feature. Both films in this pack are Barracuda and Island Fury. Apparently Barracuda doesn't really have too much to do with Barracudas in general, which is really strange. Island Fury I think looks more interesting, but that's just my personal opinion. Not seen any of these films myself yet, so but it looks really interesting. And finally, I picked up these three. I thought I had these in the collection before, but apparently I did not. And yeah, I've never seen these ones before, but I'm a big fan of this actor. Sonny Shiba, and this is the Street Fighter collection with all the three Street Fighter films. So yeah, and with an awesome cover art like that, you can't pass on it. So yeah, which has let's see, the Street Fighter, Return of the Street Fighter, and the Street Fighter's Lost Revenge. That's the titles of the films. And then we have a 60s or 70s horror film. I think this is the 60s. Yeah, 64. The film is called The Curse of the Voodoo, apparently also known as The Curse of Simba, which is quite interesting. So maybe these guys should sue Disney for that. Joke, that's a stupid joke. But yeah, this looks like some really entertaining throwback film. Throwback film, that sounds weird, but it looks really atmospheric, that's what I wanted to say, so yeah. And the last film I picked up was a film that I think might be one of those so bad it's good type of films, at least that's what I've been told. I think this might have been wanting to capitalize on the success of Dirty Dancing, so maybe that's the reason why they made this film, because I think this might be a Canon film production. Yeah, Menachem Golan and Yoram Globus, who obviously are the presidents of the Canon films back in the day. Salsa, the movie, looks really like. I mean, generally this might be one of those really like charming, stupid '80s like dance films. I mean, I'm a big fan of Dirty Dancing and Footloose and Flashdance and those films as well, so might enjoy this one as well. But I've heard the storyline isn't really as good as in those other ones that I just mentioned. So. But anyway, Salsa, the motion picture, yeah, so there you go. That's all of the films for this particular update video. It wasn't really a that big update video this time around, mainly because I just keep forgetting which films that I have showed you before or not. So that's the reason why you just went a little bit strange here in this particular video. Also, I'm going to try to prioritize more horror review videos. I'm going to get back to that. And also maybe another like top 10 lists, and also I have to make the horror-thon video as well, where I talk about all the horror films that I watched during the month of October. That's probably going to be #1 priority for me. So, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this particular video, and keep your eyes open for the next one. So yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.